Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whichever region you are from. Welcome to today's webinar, that is AI Training Gold Rush, capturing a multi-trillion dollar opportunity. I am Murja, and I'm thrilled to have you join us. AI is transforming industries at lightning speed, but organizations around the world are facing a critical challenge: the shortage of skilled AI professionals. Today, we will explore how this gap is not just a challenge, but it is a massive $100 billion opportunity for your business and training providers. We have two incredible speakers who will guide us through this journey. Firstly, I would like to introduce Nasima Akram, a Vice President of Strategic Business Partnership for the Middle East with over 25 years of training and development experience. $1 million club achiever at New Horizons, she renowned for building powerful partnerships, driving market growth, and delivering the results in fast changing digital technology sectors. Known for her unmatched account management skills and passion for helping clients succeed, Nasima brings both the expertise and energy to every initiative she leads. Next, we have Afreen, a senior account manager at AI CERTs with a dynamic background in driving B2B growth, that is, business to business growth. Afrin has proven a track record in leading a high performing teams and closing high stakes deal. She is specialized in understanding the client requirement, need delivering, and tailored solutions at align with their strategic objectives. At AI Search, offering plays an important role in expanding the organization's reach and impact, ensuring that the client receive exceptional services and value. Her expertise in account management and client relation really makes a durable asset for our team. So, without having a further delay, I would like to invite both Nasima and Afrin to kick off this session. Please note, this session has been recorded for your reference, and thereby at the end of the webinar on your registered mail ID, you will receive a participant certificate, and in the span of 48 hours, you will be also receiving the recording. Over to you, Nasima and Afrin.
Thank you so much, Orja. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're located. Thank you very much for joining us today. We're excited to talk about this AI training gold rush and AI readiness for the APAC region. So and if you can move on, please. Thank you, Afreen. So in today's session, we're going to discuss, we're going to welcome you and talk about AI certs, what our mission is and what the global impact is, our certification portfolio. We're going to explore our role-based job-ready programs, which is really exciting. I look forward to going through that. Market and workforce insights and partnering with AI certs, how you can partner with us, the benefits, the partnership models, and we'll have a Q&A at the end. So if you've got any questions, we're happy to answer them. Okay, so about AI certs, who are we? So AI certs is a global certification provider. We offer practical, industry-aligned AI and blockchain programs for students and professionals. The key word here is role-based certifications. Globally at the moment, the biggest demand is about how do we make everybody's job more efficient. Globally, we're the only organization in the world that offer role-based certifications for technical and non-technical learners. Our certifications are designed to bridge classroom learning and real-world applications. So it's great, we have certifications for learners that are just starting in the industry to people who are implementing AI projects and mastering AI. It's designed for learners, as I mentioned, for all different types of learners. We're trusted globally. By learners worldwide. And the really exciting thing is we have 50 plus certifications across AI, blockchain, and emerging tech, and which is growing every day. As you know, AI is growing so fast. So yeah. So Afreen has just put on our role-based certificate, which is fantastic. This is our portfolio, and this excites me when I see this slide here because you can see the amount of certifications we have. So on the left-hand side, we have our professional certifications. These are 1 day in duration, and every course has an exam with it. And on the right-hand side is our technical certifications, which are 5 day in duration. And again, they will have exams and labs with that. All our certifications are come with firstly the basics. So everybody needs to understand AI at a basic level. So we have AI plus foundation, and if you're an authorized training partner with us, we offer that to you, to your customers, complimentary. It's a half-day course, self-paced learning with the international certification exam with that. And then that's to understand the basics of AI. If you want to move further and become more fluent, we have AI plus everyone. And if you're a manager, we have AI plus executive. And if you want to learn more about generative AI, which everybody needs to do, at the moment, you find, everybody, myself, everybody uses ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever AI tool it might be. But most people are using it at such a basic level. They don't understand the actual power of prompt engineering and what it can, how it can make your job and your life much more efficient. So that course focuses on generative AI. So that's our generic tracks, but where it becomes really exciting is our specializations that we have, our role-based certification. So firstly, they're vendor aligned, which means that we don't compete with any vendors like IBM or Microsoft. We sit alongside that. And the great thing is anybody, it doesn't matter what background they're in, they can do these certifications. So we then separate them in business, L&D, design, etc. So with business, for example, we have AI plus sales, marketing, research. I'm not going to read every single one, but you can see we have a lot of certifications. And each certification, the reason we have these separate certifications is because it's really important that somebody in sales knows how to use the right tools that they need to make their job better to somebody in finance. It's going to be very different. So this is why AI certs is becoming so popular globally, is because the certification focuses on each job role. Then we have L&D, again, another big area, design and creativity and different specialization. Again, the biggest areas at the moment are healthcare, finance, government, each role, each tool, especially, for example, in healthcare, the way a doctor uses AI to, a nurse uses AI is so different. And it's becoming such a great thing, especially for a doctor, for example, in healthcare, if they need to look at an X-ray, they need a second opinion, they can use AI. And some of it is, the actual results are amazing. So yeah, so we cover all the different industries, telecommunications as well. And as I mentioned, healthcare, we've just actually released AI plus doctor, nurse, and healthcare administrator. So we're even going deeper dive into now each role. So it's not just about healthcare, it's about each role within the healthcare system. So that's fantastic. And then on the right-hand side, we have our technical certification. So the professional certifications are for everybody, okay? So anybody and everybody in the industry needs to know about AI now. Every job incorporates AI. It doesn't matter who you are. And you need to understand that. But then you have our technical certifications. So if you're implementing projects to do with AI, I think the biggest thing or learning point, I think for me is it's not the technology that fails, it's the way it's adapted, the way AI is implemented in an organization, and a lot of projects fail because they're not implemented in the correct way. So this is why it's so important to have specialized people in those areas. And the biggest thing at the moment still, even with the growth of AI, is the gap between the supply and demand. There's still not enough people to do those job roles, especially in like Asia PAC region, in the Middle East, where the government have these visions, by a certain vision, whether it's Saudi 2030 or any of these government initiatives where they want people to be readily employed with the skills they need to do those job roles. So there's a massive gap still. So it's so important that these certifications are, done. Our certifications, as I mentioned, not only are job role based, so you get the skills that you require, but also you've got the international certification exam with that. So you're not just doing an exam and passing it, you're actually getting a certification. So that's validated, which is obviously a massive bonus for the students if you're looking for employment, etc. So again, on the technical certifications, we have security, which is one of our biggest tracks. Which is a big area when it comes to AI. So we have AI plus ethical hacker, AI plus network, security compliance, etc. And then again, you can see we have a lot more different certifications. Thank you, Afrin.
Thank you so much for that, Nasima. And thank you, Urja, for the wonderful introduction. And thank you, Nasima, for walking our audience through a complete portfolio, like you also rightfully mentioned. That is one of my favorite slides in the entire presentation because it talks about our broad spectrum of portfolio that we have to offer, catering to every audience, right from an individual level as well as to an enterprise-wide level. So firstly, a warm welcome to all the attendees today of this webinar. I'm always excited to be a part of this webinar, to be a part of this conversation. So welcome everyone to the AI Gold Rush, Training Gold Rush. And I'm Afreen, you already have an introduction about me. So we are here to explore what the stats say, what the numbers say on how we can ride and capture this momentum together as partners. So we're here to discover and explore potential partnership opportunities. We are a US-based certification body. What we do best is develop certification programs in the emerging technology space, which is artificial intelligence. So you all understand the pace at which AI is transforming economies, the pace at which it's transforming industries. It's just unprecedented, right? Right now, AI skills, what I believe, is not just an option. It's become a necessity. Every industry, you name it, manufacturing, banking, finance, education, healthcare, government sector, AI has disrupted every industry as we speak. And as you can all see on the screens, the APAC market is growing faster than any other region globally. I'm really proud to be a part of the APAC region and to be a part of this growth, right? The numbers speak for itself. $66 billion to $71 billion is the kind of growth we've seen in 2024, that's last year. And it is projected to increase multiple times that number, and from 66 billion go up to 890 billion, and also can go up to 1.36 trillion dollars by 2033. So that is the kind of growth that we see, the kind of impact that artificial intelligence is going to create across the globe. And we are here to discuss how we can maybe capture a piece of that growth and benefit through this AI wave that is hit across the globe. So you can see the CAGR numbers reflecting on the screen. It's around 34 to 45% is the growth rate that we are expecting AI to grow. It's driven by rapid digitalization, infrastructure, and policy push. And countries in the APAC region specifically, we all feel that when we talk about some regions, it's only the tier one countries. Absolutely not true. I have seen unprecedented growth personally, attending a lot of shows and speaking to a lot of customers, that, the third world countries are the ones that have the highest youth population that is significantly going to impact the job market in the near future. So countries like India, like China, Singapore, Japan are all emerging as the AI powerhouses. And this is the wave that we're here to capture. So moving on, as you can see, like I mentioned, APAC is one of the fastest growing regions, even leaving behind America and Europe. Yes, they have started adopting AI maybe earlier than the regions in APAC, but there is a steady growth there. But when it comes to the APAC region, with the kind of initiatives the government is taking, with the kind of fundings, the budgets that enterprises are allocating for AI skilled professionals, we are growing 10 times more compared to the Americas and the Europe region. So that is something to be proud of, right? So moving on to our next slide. So this is the AI market country-wise in the APAC sector. We see the market size growing from 2024, and in just another 5 or 10 years down the lane, the growth rate is just going to be phenomenally high. And China tops up the list, followed by India, then Japan, then Singapore, Australia, South Korea. In fact, you have even more regions like Australia, New Zealand, Philippines. They're all coming up with a lot of AI initiatives. And I believe that even before we ask someone to adopt AI, AI adoption is the phase two for me. It's the AI literacy that is the first phase where we need to, educate people, talk to them about why AI is skill has become a necessity now, right? Even before we ask someone to start adopting AI in their personal, professional, or enterprise level, they need to understand the power of artificial intelligence. And that's where our role based certifications help bridge that gap. You know, uh, People feel that AI is very generic, but that's not true. You can use AI for your specific job role. So we are the only certification providers out there that is offering role specific role based certification programs. That how can you increase your efficiency, increase your productivity in your specific job role by leveraging the power of artificial intelligence? How can you save a lot of your time? I personally use a lot of I use chat gpt a lot, not just for research. I use perplexity. These are all some of the tools that we are all using commonly, right? I use it for my emails, I use it for research. So we all are using AI in some way or the other. And we need to know the ethical considerations as well while leveraging artificial intelligence. So that's where these role focused certifications come into play, right? So you can see the kind of growth that we see, the government policies, the private investments happening in China is going to increase the AI market size to greater than $22 billion. That's that's what the forecasts say. India, of course, with Digital India, Make in India, startup ecosystems that's coming in place. I'm sure we all watch Shark Tank. So there's a lot coming up in the AI space where entrepreneurs are now getting the opportunity to open up businesses without having to invest a lot on manpower. They have AI; they can do that in half the time with less people and less capital investment. So we are seeing the huge startup ecosystem being built. And of course, the AI literacy plays a major role. So, for a company or for an individual to adopt AI, they need to first know how to use AI. And for that, the learning plays a major role. Japan, of course, is already highly technologically advanced. When I go through some of the news, I see most of their things are all robotics. They're doing robotic surgeries. They have robots who are, in the diners. I mean, that's impressive. That shows the kind of demand there is for automations and artificial intelligence. Singapore, again, highly advanced in the technological space with their fintechs, their small and medium enterprises, and with the government policies. It's rapidly growing and it will keep on growing as we speak. Australia, with the National AI Center that they've set up, the healthcare initiatives that they're taking in artificial intelligence, where right now, most of these scans, x-rays are completely automated completely through machines, through AIs. You don't even need a human intervention. But yes, there is a lot of miscommunication that happens around AI where people feel that, AI is going to replace humans. That is never going to happen because you always need a human intervention to give the inputs, to give the instructions to AI. So basically, AI is here to make your life better, to make it, to save a lot of your time, to make you basically spend your time on the job role that you've actually been hired for, rather than spending a lot of your time on doing a lot of tasks that consume a lot of your time. So you can basically automate all of that by leveraging the power of artificial intelligence. So that is where we come in, and our partners come in to educate people on the power of artificial intelligence. So I do know I do speak a lot, so let me just quickly rush through so that we're able to cover all the slides. Now, these are some of the growth drivers that are shaping the APAC market, right? There's a strong policy push. Like I said, the government initiatives, Nasima spoke about the Saudi Vision 2030, where, they want their entire professionals to be upskilled in artificial intelligence by 2030. So we can capture that gold rush. There's huge fundings happening from the government side where they want people to develop AI skills, because they understand that if you do not catch this train, you're going to be left behind. So there's a huge policy push from the government side. There's a huge initiatives being taken by governments across the globe, especially in the APAC regions, and that is a fueler to go ahead and tap into this AI training momentum. So we, of course, have a huge startup surge, like I mentioned earlier, for people to start their own businesses. Was a little difficult because there was a lot of capital that needed to be invested. But now with AI coming in place, we've seen a huge startup surge, a huge rush of entrepreneurs going in and capturing the market, doing what they do like with a limited capital in place, because they are automating most of their operations by leveraging artificial intelligence. So these booming startups across India, across Singapore, across Southeast Asia opens up a potential opportunity for us to capture into this market. Of course, there is a huge economic impact. AI is projected to add almost nearly 10% of the GDP in just another 5 years down the lane. That's already around the corner, guys. I'm not talking about 2050. I'm not talking about 2060. It's already here. And this, I believe, is the right time for us, to work together, to hold hands together and scale AI literacy together across the APAC region. There is a huge economic impact on, the GDP of a particular country when it comes to AI. Enterprise-wide transformation. Businesses are rapidly adopting and automating their operations, leveraging the power of artificial intelligence. They've realized that how adopting artificial intelligence can save a lot of their time, can save a lot of their costs, can reduce cost to an extreme, considerable, huge amount. But where is the gap? The gap is for any enterprise to adopt and transform their business in this AI-driven era, and to adopt AI, basically they need skilled professionals who know how to operate AI models. So that is where our certifications and US training partners come into play, where you actually make their workforce AI ready, future ready, job ready. For the people, like Nasima said earlier, we can cater to every audience. We have a broad spectrum where we can cater to an individual level, that's a B2C level. We can also cater to an enterprise wide level, which is a B2B level. And of course, this is the next gen infrastructure. You don't learn AI skills, you don't upskill yourself, you certainly are going to be left behind. Humans, AI may not replace humans, but I can say for a fact that if you do not catch this AI wave and do not upskill yourself with the AI knowledge, certainly people with AI skills are definitely going to replace the ones without them. Right? I hope you all agree with me. So now coming into the corporate space and how the AI upskilling market is just growing. You can see the graph. Even, I did do a lot of some stock and share. I do have some knowledge there. Even there, I don't see a graph like this. There is always an up and a down and an up and a down. But here you can see the graph keeps increasing. There is no down. There is only a steep up that we see. And these are just the basic numbers, guys. I mean, with the kind of transformation I'm seeing in just 6 months, if we were having this webinar maybe last year, I would say that yes, now people are just starting to adopt AI. But now I see a huge growth. I mean, it's just crazy. If I would like just to call it, the growth that we're seeing across is just immense. So the corporate training market, the L&D departments across enterprises are heavily focusing on budgeting their L&D initiatives for their workforce and for their employees on AI skills. So what do? We grab a portion of those budgets, right? It's those budgets that corporate companies, big Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 companies like IBM, TCS, all of these huge companies, Aramco, all of these companies are having a huge L&D budget in terms of the AI space. And the budgets that we see when it comes to L&D, whether it's learning and development and the corporate trainings, is around 16 to 18 billion dollars, and that is going to increase 3-4 times, I might say 10 times if I have to put it across, from $16 to 35 to 40 billion dollars in just a 5 years time frame in 2030. So there's a huge demand for AI skills. There's a huge growth rate. By 27 and 2030, AI skills may form 25% of all L&D budgets. 25%, that's huge. That's actually huge. And like I said, we're here. Let's at least work together to grab 1% of those budgets and, benefit from this gold mine of an opportunity. So the annual L&D spends per employee that we're estimating in APAC countries such as Australia, Singapore, China, Japan, and even India is estimated to be around $400 to $750. That's huge per employee. I'm talking about per employee. So that is the kind of initiatives that we are seeing in terms of the learning and development space. So AI upskilling, like I mentioned earlier, is no longer an option. It is a strategic survival. You don't catch this wave, you get left behind. Someone else comes in who's more efficient and productive than you in your organization, who can leverage the power of artificial intelligence, automatically you get replaced. So our certifications make you job ready, future proof your career, and make you AI ready, right? All right. Now, where does the talent gap exist? What is the where is the momentum that we need to capture? There is a huge talent gap. When I go to these AI shows, I talk to the CEOs of the company, asking them that, hey, sir, I mean, have you started using AI in your organization? And most of it, 90% is what I would like to call it, if not 100. Most of the responses that I get from these CEOs, from these, company heads, these directors and the founders, that Afreen, we really want to start leveraging artificial intelligence. We want to start automating our operations. We want to adopt AI. We want to transform our business in this AI-driven era. But the gap is that our employees, our workforce, don't know how to use AI. We don't have the talent who know how to use AI. So that is where we can capture that. That is the market we are here to capture. How can we fill that talent gap? How can we, empower employees with the power of artificial intelligence? So that is the skill gap that we are here to address together. Right? You have your expertise, you have your market insights, and we have our globally recognized certifications. Let's shake hands together, and partner together where we can bridge this AI talent gap that exists. Most of them say that, give us employees who can use AI, and we are up to invest in AI transformation. So that's where we come in. India alone, if you can see, faces unfilled AI roles annually, and that number is around 10 to 12,000. That's huge, guys. And that's an annual number I'm talking about. So, in a year, there is a demand for a lot of AI roles which are unfilled completely because people don't have those skills. They don't know how to use AI, right? They think it's very generic. They say they sometimes people feel chat GPT is the answer to everything. It's not, unfortunately. There are a lot of tools out there. There are a lot of platforms. There's a lot of now the new buzzword I would like to say is the AI agents, right? AI agents is another buzzword that everyone is talking about. How do we leverage not just AI tools and platforms, but how do we use AI agents? So our role specific certifications will talk about it's completely AI natives. What you learn out of it is AI skills that you can practically start implementing in your day-to-day job roles to make your life more easy, to save a lot of your time, to increase your efficiency and productivity. There are job postings for AI roles growing exponentially year on year. Just from last year to this year, that has increased three times, three folds on what we saw the numbers last year. The governments and enterprises are calling AI talent a defining need for Asia's innovation, right? So AI talent is a critical growth enabler for Asia Pacific regions, but the shortage of skilled professionals continue to limit the enterprises, continue to limit the government to adopt AI and capture this amazing emerging technology that we've come up with. I mean, I should really commend the human brain to come up with something like this. AI was always there, but now of late it's grown and has a huge demand. So this was of course mentioned by IBM itself in their Outlook 2025, right? And of course, I was talking about the kind of government initiatives and the enterprise initiatives that is here, that is leveraging and driving the AI momentum. So, government led programs in India like AI Mission India, Digital India, initiatives in the Singapore government, but as Smart Nation initiatives. Japan has something called the Society 5.0 transformation roadmap. Basically, they're looking to completely transform their society into AI. So that is huge. And when I say the society, it's the whole country as a whole, the whole nation. That is what the government is looking at. South Korea has come up with AI innovation strategies. They're heavily funding to training companies to upskill and train people on AI skills. So let's capture a part of that fundings that the government is heavily investing. Enterprise upskilling, I spoke about Infosys, I spoke about TCS, I spoke about Samsung. These are all some of the major Fortune 1000 and 500 and 5000 companies that are actively spending around 25 to 50% of their annual learning and development budgets only for AI skilled professionals. And that's a huge, huge budget that we can tap into. So basically, the AI surge is creating a multi-billion-dollar opportunity, guys, not just for training companies, not just for certification bodies like us, but for the entire region to make their complete region AI and AI ready workforce. Right. So yes, the APAC is a fast-growing market for the training partners. There's a huge market share. It represents around 33% of the global AI training demand. So across the globe, if you see, 33% of the chunk comes from the APAC. I mean, that's huge. Of course, we are the biggest continent. Asia is the biggest continent. So naturally, these numbers will be the largest when it comes to comparison. Even America, you might be very advanced in AI. Europe, you might be getting there, but APAC is going to overtake it. I guarantee this by 2030, we will have the most skilled professionals because we also have a huge population. Just combine India and China both. We'll take over the entire Europe, right? So that is the kind of population growth that we have, and we need to train them all. So at least a chunk of them. So certification and upskilling is at its peak right now, and this is the right time to capture this momentum. There's a huge strategic partnerships that is already ongoing that is driving the AI ecosystem. If you see, IBM has already partnered with Simply Learn to provide enterprise-wide aligned AI programs. Microsoft has partnered with Upgrad to scale the AI learning initiatives within their organization for their existing workforce. Coursera, Udemy, and IIT Emeritus. These are some of the leading content and platform leaders in the APAC market that are offering AI certifications and trainings. So we are here to catch that wave. We are here to offer the role-based certifications that stands apart. That is our unique highlight, that all of our courses are completely vendor aligned. That means all the real world AI tools that you will be learning out of these certification programs that AI CERTs have developed can be applied across any vendor ecosystem, any vendor platform. Hey, you're specializing in a Microsoft certification? Great. How can our certifications complement these existing vendor specific certifications? You do a Microsoft certifications, you're now an expert and a specialized in a specific vendor platform. Our certifications can complement that and add more value. Now, for example, if I'm doing a Microsoft Copilot certification, the AI Certs AI for Prompt could be a beautiful value add into your existing upskilling initiative. The AI prompt from AI Certs will talk about how can you effectively draft prompts to get the most accurate output out of Copilot, right? So it can very beautifully complement the existing vendor neutral or vendor specific certifications that are out there in the market, right? So there's a huge, huge opportunity for us here. And please feel free to reach out to us. We are here. If you have any further questions regarding the partnership opportunities, will be me and Nasima are at your disposal to answer any questions post this webinar. Moving on, partnership opportunities. Our authorized training partners and academic alliances can capture new revenue streams, expand your offerings, and you can become the central to APAC's AI upskilling ecosystem. Like I said, let's take one chunk or one portion of this huge growth opportunity, this huge gold mine opportunity that we have at hand. Moving on, the partner advantage. Over to you, Nasima.
Thank you so much, Afreen. I feel excited by all those figures Afreen has just gone through. um, you can see, the massive expansion in AI, and already Asia Pac, are investing so much in these emerging technologies now. So it's great to see. So the partner advantage you have. So obviously AI skills is the new competitive currency now, isn't it? If you're understanding AI, you're going to get much further in life than anybody else. Like Catherine said, it's not going to take over the roles, but if you don't have the AI solutions, you will be, falling behind. So the first thing is AI demand is outpacing workforce capability in Asia Pac. So there's a widening gap and a multi-billion-dollar opportunity for training partners. As you know, everybody needs AI, and I think because our certifications are for everybody, we have the professional certifications and the technical. You have a massive USP to, offer so many different certification courses to a wide audience. So that's a massive advantage you would have as an authorized training partner. Training providers are the key enablers. So most of our training is done through channel partnerships. So we're helping enterprises convert AI investments into measurable ROI through skilled talent, which is obviously very important. We have certification-backed learning, which is a trusted signal for employability, enterprise readiness, and career progression across the region. So again, it's about how employable are you going to be? If you don't have AI skills, you're not going to be employable, because every job needs AI skills now. Every corporate government entity is implementing AI projects. So everybody needs to understand whether it's at a basic level or whether you need to master AI. And then first movers capture strategic benefits. So Asia Pac, in the whole industry, if the first partners, you're going to get the first opportunities to be selling AI certification, so which is really important. So there's different models we have in becoming a partner. Obviously, if you're academic, institutional partners, And I say this now, a lot of governments are now making it mandatory to have international certifications incorporated within any kind of degree or diplomas, etc., globally, because it's so important. Obviously, it's important to get the degree side of it, which is mainly theory based, but now you need people who are able to, students who are able to come out of university and be able to apply skills and have international certifications, just more than just a degree. So it's really important. So we have academic alliance partners, so you can integrate AI certifications into programs, existing degrees, boot camps, etc., to enhance employability and future readiness. We also have association partners. So if you're an association, whether it's to do with Chartered Institute of Accountancy or any type of association, you can equip your members and professionals with industry recognized credentials through co-branding and learning initiatives. And it applies to any kind of association because we have HR, AI plus HR, AI plus customer service. So any type of association you can embed our certifications into. Training and enterprise partners. So we deliver in-demand AI and blockchain certifications. So you get the full LMS exam and all the marketing support. We want to make sure everything is easy for our partners. So we have a great marketing team. We onboard our partners. We're there to support you in every way. So authorized training partners, we make it easy for you. We're giving you the world-class certifications to add to your training portfolio. Cool. Thank you, Afreen. Okay, so what do you get with AI certs? High value partner benefits that drive scale and revenue. So firstly, the biggest thing is we're a globally recognized certification with ready to use curriculum and infrastructure. Why is this important? There's lots of people out there who do courses and get an attendance certificate. This is not the same as getting a certification. Sitting an exam and understanding what you're doing and then passing the exam, you're showing that you've got skills that you need in the real world. So you're getting an international certification. And not only is that good for your skill level, but it's also good to show to future employers that you have a certificate which is a credible certificate. So what do you get? So you get access to our LMS. The students will get access to the LMS, which has different forms of the way they can use the content, whether it's through videos, ebooks, labs, case studies. We have an AI mentor on the course. You also have podcasts. The fantastic thing is you can download it on your phone as well. So if somebody doesn't, for whatever reason, have any laptops, they can do it, while they're walking, while they're exercising. You've got all the means to basically listen to how you become self-sufficient and skilled in AI. The LMS, we have an exam at the end of each course, as I mentioned. We have our own proctoring, what we call Proctoring 365 exam portal. So you don't have to schedule an exam. You have a link and you can sit the exam whenever you want. We have a fantastic marketing team. So once you become a partner, we will give you access to the Authorized Training Partner portal, which has ready-to-use sales kits, email campaigns, creative landing page marketing, etc. Everything you will need to support you, which you can co-brand to kind of work with your corporates or any of your customers. So you don't have to do anything. We've kind of done all the hard work for you. The other really good thing with AI certs is we have a train the trainer program. The fantastic thing is it's actually totally complementary. So any of your instructors can become certified in any of our certifications. All they have to do is sit the exam, pass the exam. On passing the exam, they can deliver that course. We do have a AI CT program, which you can find out more details about how you actually become a AI certified instructor. And then you have access to an instructor portal, which gives you all the presentations, cheat sheets, everything you need as an instructor. And we want to make sure that AI certified instructors are fantastic and are going to deliver very high quality training. So we work with you. We have train the trainer programs and different kind of programs. We help to make you, the best instructor to deliver our certifications. And then you can integrate friendly exam delivery, real-time learner tracking, and centralized support that you get from us as well. Okay, so inside the AI Sets learning platform, as I mentioned, you've got different formats of doing the courses, the certifications through podcast, audio, video, ebook. The other great thing is the AI mentor. We have a built-in intelligent assistant that answers questions. So just to reiterate, you can offer AI certifications as instructor-led training or self-paced learning. So after whether it's instructor-led or self-paced learning, you have access to the content, for 12 months. So you've got the AI mentor to support you. You can do the exam straight away or maybe later where you go through the content yourself. So you have access to that for 12 months. Anything that with AI moving so fast, anything that is changed that will be added to your content to the student, but within that 12-month period. So you can switch, the student can switch between modalities, until they pass the certification. Okay, this slide is also really, I love this slide because firstly, every single course, whether it's a professional certification, which is 1 day, or a technical certification, which is 5 day, has an exam with it. The duration is 90 minutes. The passing score is 70%. It's multiple choice. And as I mentioned, there is an exam, which is done through our portal. The other great thing is our actual certificate. Our certificate is actually in the blockchain. What that means is it has a QR code. I think one of the biggest things in maybe especially the Asia Pac region, you're finding there's a lot of fraud going on. People saying they passed an exam, they haven't passed an exam, copying certificates. With AI certification, you can't copy the certificate because it has the QR code. So when the student goes to the employer, they can easily verify it by literally scanning the QR code because you've got instant verification. So it's tamper proof. So this is really important as well. Okay, back to you, Afreen, if you want to go over some of the case studies. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Nasima, for sharing those insights. You rightfully said, our certification is like the cherry on the cake or the icing on the cake, where not only by US training partners deliver the instructor-led or the self-paced learning to your audiences and customers and are empowering them with in-demand AI skills, but they also have a certification which is globally recognized and industry validated to validate and prove those skills that hey, I have as an individual have undergone a structured learning process and I have validated those learnings by passing a standardized ISO compliant online certification exam, and here is the proof. It's a complete tamper proof, non-editable certification with a unique QR code that can instantly be scanned, verified, and validated. So that's the beauty of our certification. So they get AI skills plus they get a validation or a proof of those skills in the form of our certification. Now, these are some of the case studies. I'm sure you're all aware. We have audiences here who understand the need for artificial intelligence upskilling, and they understand where it's already being used. But these are some basic case studies that have really changed across the globe and have really helped industries and enterprises, capture a lot of, they've helped them in their day-to-day operations. Now, one of that case studies or examples that I'm going to put across is, of course, the fraud detection at MasterCard. Now, MasterCard's AI ecosystem, where they've applied AI-powered solutions, has transformed the fraud detection, not just from a reactive way, but into a proactive, scalable, and cost-effective solution, especially in the APAC regions. If most of the audiences will agree, we are a bit of a price sensitive market, aren't we? So we always look at the cost plays a major role. So these AI powered solutions that companies and enterprises have started adopting, like MasterCard, who came up with a decision intelligence pro, a real time transaction scoring in just 50 microseconds. So basically, this AI powered tool has helped helped them set a benchmark for secure digital finance and to detect fraud in just nano or microseconds of a time, right? So that's a huge opportunity for us as well to understand the kind of impact and how AI is being adopted across organizations. Now, maybe another case study where Case Crunch was able to predict a lot of legal cases and forecast and also analyze the multiple documents that we have in terms of legal proceedings just by leveraging the power of artificial intelligence. Lawyers, I'm sure, especially, if I have to put across an example in India, you have cases lying pending for years and years and years, and sometimes the poor person who is a part of the legal proceedings is no more and the case still exists. That's all because we do not have the right infrastructure, because it's very overwhelming for the lawyers to analyze all the various documents, to do research on the various cases, to prioritize the high probability cases efficiently. So, what did Case Crunch do? They leveraged the power of artificial intelligence. They used various AI platforms and tools that could analyze past cases using machine learning. And this transformation basically was a huge opportunity where they could predict case outcomes in just a fraction of seconds and highlight high probability cases. It tested, and this solution, even before they implemented it out there and rolled it out into the market, they tested it against 112 expert lawyers. And what was the impact or the outcome after these testings? The AI accuracy was almost to 86.6%. The lawyer accuracy was 62.3%. So that speeds up the data processing. Let's the lawyers focus on strategizing. Basically, we have to put it in very layman terms. Let's lawyers do their job. Fight cases rather than sitting in a pile of cases, pile of files to go through and analyze previous case studies, do research, and to analyze the various documents that you see. Have you ever gone into a government office? You can see it's piled with a lot of files and a lot of paperwork. You can help, reduce that by leveraging the power of artificial intelligence. So the key takeaway from this legal case prediction that Case Crunch came up with and tested, it complemented the lawyers. It gave them faster data driven insights without replacing human judgment, right? So that's again a huge growth. Now, moving on, like I mentioned, guys, AI has disrupted every industry. So that's why we've come up with case studies from various industries just for you to get a better understanding on how it is transforming and disrupting industries across not just the APAC, but across the globe. Now, moving on to the healthcare, which is one of the major industry segments that has captured artificial intelligence. In US, already it's been predicted by PwC and by Forbes that by 2030, around 80% of the healthcare industries is going to be transformed with artificial intelligence. Same applies for the APAC region. So around 70% of the healthcare industry would be completely automated by leveraging artificial intelligence, right? So doctors, I just wish we had this during our COVID time, right? We used to see the doctors and nurses working overtime. The 24 hours were not enough. That was a very sad time where the whole world was impacted by it. And I just wish we had that power of artificial intelligence at that time, where doctors, nurses, and staff had more time at hand to treat the patients. I just wish. But it's here already. But moving on, Tidal Health came up with an healthcare efficiency. There was a challenge that doctors and staffs were facing. They were overwhelmed with the massive EMR data that they had. It was consuming a lot of their time, and they were not able to focus on what they do best, what their job role is, what their profession is all about. Patient care, patient treatment. So what did Tidal Health do? They collaborated with IBM and came up with an AI powered solution called the IBM Micromedex with Watson. It was an AI powered clinical decision support tool. right? It converted complex patient data into interactive dashboard, visual summaries, workflows, and real-time updates and access, real-time assessments. So the staff, of course, were trained. Please highlight on the word trained. To apply AI, you need to be trained on how to use AI models. That's where I said there's a huge AI talent gap. So let's work together where you deliver those trainings and empower these professionals in AI skills so that they can save a lot of their time and spend their time on the job roles that they've actually been hired for. So the staff were trained to use this AI tool by IBM for informed decision making, those interactive dashboards, those real-time accesses to the reports, simplification of the patient data and real-time updates actually help the entire staff and reduce their time almost from 75 to 100%. That's huge. I'm not talking about 20-30% saving time, but it's almost 75 to 100%. It's more faster, it's more accurate diagnosis, and of course gives you prediction on what the treatment needs to be done. Then of course the human touch, the human power comes in play, where you have the data insights from AI and it's giving you the feedback and suggestion that this is what you can do with the patient, this would be the right treatment process to be followed. And then the doctors and the staff took over with their area of expertise. They then it helped in curing a lot of patients in lesser time. So basically they were able to spend more time for patient interaction and trust building and reduce administrative costs and better resource allocation, right? So AI supports doctors, it enhances their efficiency, it improves patient outcomes. So this was the impact it created in the healthcare sector. That is why we say that healthcare is the major industry that is going to transform and leverage artificial intelligence, because we all know doctors and nurses are really, really important people. It's a highly respected profession, and we really need them to focus their time on patient care and patient treatment rather than spending their time on analyzing patient reports. Right. So I think AI in healthcare is one of the best things that has ever happened. Moving on, the key takeaways. Again, number games, people. I'm talking about the numbers. AI is a booming market. So I've spoken of all the CAGRs. I've spoken about the growth rates. I've spoken about the kind of impact we're going to see. But I would like to just summarize all of that into a one-liner. For me, the key takeaway, if I have to put across through this webinar, would be that APAC is a booming, booming market, right? So, of course, you already have the numbers in place. You already see what are the kind of impact that we're seeing. I've spoken about the numbers. I don't want to bore you all by repeating those numbers again. You can see them on the screen. But what I would like to, before I hand over it to Nasima, who would be able to go through the last two slides, which is, of course, the conclusion, I just want to add in that APAC is an emerging potential market for AI, right? And our courses are in line with the changes and updates in AI. It's always regularly updated. Our certifications are always current and relevant based on the latest AI and market trends that is happening out there, because anything can be outdated. We want our learners to be always current and relevant. We cater to an end-to-end spectrum of audience, to a broad audience. Our portfolio is a one-stop solution, right? So that is what I want to highlight, that AI is already here. The pace at which AI is transforming the economies is huge. Let's together, not just as spectators today, but as leaders, capture this gold rush. Let's bridge that talent gap together as partners, right? And our mission at AI CERTs is very simple. We want to make AI skills accessible along with our partners. We want to make AI skills practical and we want to offer globally recognized certification programs. We are very proud to be empowering learners across 70 plus countries with certifications that can bridge classroom learning and real world applications. We have 50 plus courses, guys, across various job roles, and we are in the process of adding more and more certifications. You will see the portfolio increasing from 50 to 75, 75 to 100 every quarter, because we've identified over 300 plus job roles out there in the market that has been impacted by AI or are soon going to be impacted by artificial intelligence. This is a multi-billion dollar partnership opportunity, and we need to capture this market and this AI momentum right now. Right? It is the first movers gain the advantage, like Nasima rightfully said earlier as well. So moving on. The opportunity is clear. The path is ready. The question is, who will you lead along with us? Over
Yeah.
to you, Nasima.
Thank you so much, Afreen. So yeah, I mean, the question is why partner with AI certs? I think hopefully it was quite clear from what myself and Afreen have said to you. There's massive opportunities for everyone out there to profit with a partnership with us, because we have a ready-made model of 50 plus certifications at the moment. That's growing every day. We have new certifications. As we mentioned, we have agents in every single module of every single course, but now we're actually having courses just for agents, like the data agent, the finance agent. So we've got lots of different, the legal agent. So we're covering all the kind of different industries. So we've got lots of certifications out there. So you'll get access to role-based certifications across technical and business domains without building any content from scratch. We provide the labs, the content, the exams. Obviously on passing, they will get the certification from us. So it's a revenue ready model. So you can make money by AI upskilling with attractive partner margins and reoccurring opportunities. I'm sure if you're dealing with corporates or any individuals, everybody needs these certifications, and we now have them for you to provide to your customers and partners as a partner with AI certs. The biggest thing is we're global credible. We follow ISO standards. So you know that we go through a rigorous process before our certifications are actually released. So you know they're going to be credible. So they're trusted across the different enterprises and institutions worldwide. We also provide localized support. We do have our certifications at the moment in a few different languages. Obviously, as we increase our span, we will increase the languages as well. So that's also quite exciting that you have it in Dutch, in Spanish. We have a few in Arabic as well. So we have different languages out there as well. So you can launch your training programs with minimal friction. You've got the platforms, you've got the marketings, you've got all the portals and the resources that you need to be successful with the help with AI certs that we work closely with you. So we make sure that happens. And then again, it's a revenue ready model. To be honest, to me, it's a no-brainer. Right. Why would you not want to be a partner if you are, already providing training services, for example, to add such a big portfolio is going to give you a massive advantage. So yeah, you'll have in-demand AI competence aligned to global and regional market needs. So yeah, I
Absolutely.
mean, if you've got any questions, if you want to know how you become a partner, obviously we have different tier pricing for different regions as well. And Asia Pac, I'll just say, I know Afreen mentioned a lot of kind of different numbers out there. But personally, I know, from working with some organizations, academia, universities are really incorporating AI in Malaysia, in Singapore, the financial institutions out there. AI and cybersecurity and areas like that are becoming so big in those regions and massive demand. So if you need any information on how to become a partner, please do contact us. And then, yeah, we can let you know how to move forward. Thank you.
Superb. Thank you so much for that, Nasima. That was a great thing you just added in, which was in none of our slides, that we want to, since we cater to a global audience, we want to make these certifications, localized for your audience, and we're coming up with multiple language support. So that's another added advantage. So the key takeaway, guys, I'd just like to give you a one-liner is that APAC is the epicenter of AI growth. It's combining scale, it's speed and innovation. The time to invest, the time to engage here is now. It is now, and it could contribute to around $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030. And this is not in the slides, it's given by PwC. APAC alone can capture 10% of that growth just by 2030. And of course, trust me, 50% of the workforce that you see today will need reskilling to remain AI ready very soon. AI related job postings have already tripled across the APAC in the past year. Most of the employers say they can't find qualified AI talent. So let's work hand in hand and scale AI literacy together. That is why certifications matter. They don't just teach, they validate the skills that employers trust, right? So in a field where there's a lot of online and free courses, certifications and valid AI skills is what sets our certification programs and what sets professionals apart. You might say that, hey, I can even learn doing surgery on YouTube, but would you want to come and get yourself treated from me? Of course not. You would go to a certified doctor for sure, right? So there's a lot of free things out there, but yes, it's the certifications, it's the standards that sets us apart, that sets a professional apart. So feel free to reach out to us. The whole team at AI CERTs is here at your disposal. Anything regarding the partnership, me and Nasima will be more than happy to answer it for you. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this webinar, for being a part of this session. It's a pleasure connecting with all of you. Take care and have a wonderful rest of the day. Looking forward to partnering with all of you. Thank you. Thank you,
Sure.
Nasima. Thank you, Urja.
Thank you, Nasima, and thank you, Afrin, for such insights, right? Surely, please do visit our website for more details, as well as at the end of the webinar, you will be receiving a certificate from our site, that is a participate certificate from CERTs 365, as well as in 48 hours, you'll be receiving the recording of this session also. But feel free to reach us at any given point of time. Our salesperson, our sales team, and all the people at AI Certs are really happy to help you out. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.